The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "A man is upon the religion of his close friend, so let him carefully examine whom he befriends." These words are a timeless reminder that the people we surround ourselves with shape not only our behavior, but also our connection to Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, how many times have you trusted someone only to realize later that they were not who they seemed to be? Fake friends can feel like a blessing at first, but their actions often reveal that their loyalty is as fragile as their words. But here's the truth. Islam teaches us how to navigate relationships with wisdom. It's not about isolating ourselves, but about distinguishing genuine bonds from shallow ones. In this video, we'll explore 5 Islamic life lessons that will help you stop relying on fake friends for validation and focus on building connections that truly matter. If you've ever felt betrayed, misunderstood, or let down, this message is for you. By the end of this video, you'll see why relying on Allah is the ultimate source of peace and strength. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Not everyone deserves a place in your life. Have you ever opened up to someone, shared your deepest thoughts, only to feel judged or used later? It stings, doesn't it? The reality is, not everyone who calls themselves your friend deserves a front row seat in your life. Some people are there not to uplift you, but to drain your energy or steer you away from your purpose. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "A man is upon the religion of his close friend, so let him carefully examine whom he befriends." This hadith isn't just advice, it's a lifeline. Who you surround yourself with shapes not only your character, but also your connection with Allah. Let me share a story. Imagine a young man named Umar. He had a friend who always mocked his efforts to pray on time. "You can pray later," his friend would say, dragging him into useless conversations or distractions. Over time, Umar found himself delaying his prayers more often, until he barely prayed at all. It was only when he distanced himself from that friend that he realized how much damage had been done. Not just to his routine, but to his heart. Do you have someone like that in your life? Someone whose words and actions make you feel small or pull you away from Allah? It's tough to face, but recognizing these toxic influences is the first step toward building a healthier, more fulfilling life. True friends remind you of your purpose, not their own agenda. They want what's best for your dunya and akhirah. Reflect on the people closest to you. Are they pushing you closer to Allah or further away? If it's the latter, perhaps it's time to reassess who truly belongs in your life. Lesson 2. Actions speak louder than words. Have you ever noticed how some people say all the right things, but fail to back them up with genuine actions? They might promise to be there for you, but when you need them most, they're nowhere to be found. Islam teaches us to judge a person not by their words, but by their actions. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "The best of people are those who bring the most benefit to others." A true friend isn't the one who flatters you or always agrees with you. They're the one who supports you with sincerity and shows up when it counts. Think about this. Imagine you're facing a tough time. Maybe it's a financial struggle or a personal loss. You reach out to a friend, but instead of listening or offering help, they change the subject to talk about their own life. How would that make you feel? Compare this to someone who sits with you, listens with empathy, and makes you feel understood and supported. That's the difference between a fake friend and a true one. In today's world, actions often take a back seat to appearances. Social media likes and comments can create an illusion of care, but when it comes to real-life support, only a few people stand by you. Reflect on your relationships. Are your friends only there for the fun moments? Or do they stand by you in times of hardship? A true friend doesn't just talk about loyalty, they live it. And as believers, we should strive to be that kind of friend while surrounding ourselves with people who embody these qualities. Lesson 3. Protect your heart from hidden jealousy. Sometimes the people closest to you may secretly harbor jealousy. They might smile to your face but subtly undermine your confidence or downplay your achievements. Islam warns us about the dangers of jealousy, not just from others but also within ourselves. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Do not envy one another and do not hate one another and do not turn away from one another, but rather be servants of Allah as brothers." This hadith highlights that envy corrodes relationships and hearts, making it impossible to build genuine connections. Picture this: you share exciting news with a friend, perhaps a job promotion or a personal milestone. Instead of celebrating with you, they offer a half-hearted, "Oh, that's nice," or change the subject entirely. Over time, you start noticing their passive-aggressive comments or their tendency to downplay your successes. This can be emotionally draining, making you question your self-worth. How can you identify and protect yourself from such hidden jealousy? Pay attention to patterns. Do they celebrate your achievements with sincerity, or do they dismiss them? Do they encourage your growth or subtly discourage you? Once you recognize these signs, set boundaries to protect your heart from their negativity. But here's the key: don't let jealousy, whether theirs or your own, infect your soul. Instead, practice gratitude and dua. Pray for the success of others, even when it's hard. Allah's blessings are infinite, and someone else's success doesn't diminish yours. A true friend will never envy you. They will cheer for your victories as if they were their own. Choose companions who want the best for you, both in this life and the hereafter. Lesson 4. Your value is defined by Allah, not people. One of the greatest traps in today's world is seeking validation from others, friends, colleagues, or even strangers on social media. We often measure our worth by the opinions of those around us, forgetting that our true value lies in our relationship with Allah. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "And do not weaken, and do not grieve, and you will be superior if you are true believers." This verse is a powerful reminder that our worth is not tied to worldly status, wealth, or popularity, but to our faith and submission to Allah. Consider this. Have you ever tried to impress someone only to feel unappreciated or overlooked? Maybe you went out of your way to help a friend, but they barely acknowledged your effort. That feeling of emptiness comes from placing your sense of worth in the hands of others, rather than Allah. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Whoever seeks Allah's pleasure by displeasing the people, Allah will suffice him against the people. And whoever seeks the pleasure of the people by displeasing Allah, Allah will leave him to the people." This hadith teaches us that prioritizing Allah's approval over people's opinions will always lead to true fulfillment. Let go of the need to be liked by everyone. Not everyone will appreciate your worth, and that's okay. When you focus on pleasing Allah, He places blessing in your life and surrounds you with people who truly value you for who you are. Remember, your value isn't determined by who claps for you. It's determined by the one who created you. Embrace that, and watch your confidence and peace of mind grow. Lesson 5. Rely on Allah, not the world. In our lives, we often find ourselves pulled in multiple directions. Friends, family, and even society can pressure us with their expectations, saying, "You must do this," or "If you don't act now, you'll miss out." It's easy to feel lost and confused, constantly seeking validation or approval from others. But here's the reality. No one knows what's best for you better than Allah. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "When you rely upon Allah, He will suffice you." This isn't just a statement, it's a lifeline. While advice from others can be valuable, relying solely on their opinions often leads to anxiety and doubt. Why? Because human understanding is limited, but Allah's wisdom is infinite. Take a moment to reflect. How often do we put the opinions of others above Allah's guidance? Whether it's choosing a career, a spouse, or even a daily decision, we sometimes prioritize pleasing people over pleasing Allah. But the truth is, no friend, relative, or colleague can guarantee success for us. Only Allah holds that power. When you put your trust in Allah, you free yourself from the weight of worldly expectations. Start by turning to Him first, through sincere dua, through salah, and through quiet moments of reflection. When you rely on Allah, He doesn't just guide you, He protects your heart from unnecessary stress and regret. Remember this: the world's advice may help temporarily, but Allah's guidance is eternal. If you trust Him, everything else will fall into place. Brothers and sisters, as we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on what truly matters. In a world filled with noise and distractions, it's easy to lose sight of who we are and what our purpose is. We chase after people's approval, worldly success, and fleeting pleasures, forgetting that true peace lies in our connection with Allah. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "The most beloved of deeds to Allah are those that are consistent, even if they are small." This is a reminder that it's not about grand gestures or seeking validation from the world. It's about staying consistent in our trust and reliance on Allah, even in the smallest acts. Let's be honest. Life will test us. People may disappoint us, wealth may elude us, and even our closest relationships might falter. But these tests aren't punishments. They're opportunities to grow, to turn back to Allah, and to remind ourselves of our ultimate purpose. Remember, Allah knows what's in your heart, and He is closer to you than your jugular vein. I encourage you to pause for a moment and make a commitment today. Perhaps recite a simple yet profound dua. Ya Allah, help me let go of relying on anyone or anything but You. And if this resonated with you, share it in the comments. Let's inspire one another to strengthen our faith and reliance on Allah. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue spreading these important lessons together. May Allah guide us, protect our hearts, and make us among those who trust Him fully. Until next time, stay blessed and steadfast. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.